This is actually an opportunity for you to show your personality, di ba?
Let's
So
do this.
let's do this. Let's begin with Miss Quezon Province.
Hello, Joe.
Yes.
Hello, ladies. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. Don't ask for baby Ezra, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, Miss Quezon
Okay.
Province. Here's your question.
Mm-hmm.
The past 24 hours saw you being tested for COVID-19. Which do you think is more nerve-wracking? The swab test or the final question of the MUP?
Oh my God. Joe, this is a hard question for me. This is a difficult question for me. But I think mas kinabahan talaga ako sa swab test because yun yung this is my first time being yung swab test and hindi ako sanay and sabi sa akin what they call that, yung nurse na sa akin, ang mafe-feel mo dito is parang nakasinghot ka ng tubig sa pool. So sabi ko, ayoko, yun yung worst feeling kasi sa akin kasi parang umaabot siya hanggang ulo. So I think the most nerve-wracking experience is I being swab test. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Quezon Province.
Galing.
Okay, we now move on to Quezon City. Okay,
Hi, Sir
Michelle.
Joe.
Hello, Michelle. Here's your question. You're a known volleyball player. Which naughty spiking would you do on coronation night? Which naughty spiking would you do on coronation night? A. Spike your main
Oh,
rivals.
my choices. Okay.
A. Spike your main
Choice.
rivals with a volleyball on the face.
Oh my God.
Or B. Spike her drink with a laxative.
Can you repeat the choices again, Sir Joe? I can't wrap my head around those two choices.
Okay, you've got to do a spike. Okay, is it A, spike a volleyball to your rival's face, or B, spike her drink with a laxative?
Well, definitely letter A. I'd spike a volleyball on my rival because through years of practice, I've learned how to target my shots. And I promise I'm not going to hit the person. I'm just going to hit maybe the floor or empty space. So that I can control, but definitely no laxative. We don't want any girls in the bathroom during coronation night.
All right. Thank you. Good job.
That's a quickie.
Thank you, Michelle. Now comes
Thank you,
Davao.
sir.
Eliza.
Maayong hapon, Sir Joey.
Maayong hapon,
Ngayon
Eliza.
ako nag-greet, di ba?
Okay, here's your question.
Kanina pa tayo nag-uusap.
I love your earrings, by the way.
Thank you. It's made in Palay.
Okay.
Bigas.
Okay, people have seen you compete in Asia's Top Model and then in a national beauty pageant. Which would you rather be, a model or a beauty queen?
Definitely a beauty queen because I can also be a model at the same time. Like yesterday, I was able to wear the clothes that I wanted to wear and express my authenticity as a model. And at the same time, as a beauty queen, I can use the same set of skills as a model to inspire young Filipinas to embrace who they are. At the same time, promote local brands like what I'm wearing today. So definitely I'm doing two things in one thing. Being a model and a beauty queen at the same time.
Thank you, Davao. All right,
Thank you.
we now move on to Rizal.
Hello, Joey.
Hello. We both live in, in that part of Rizal, no? Bigla kong hindi sinabi kung saan eh. Anyway, Miss
Sorry.
Rizal, you have a blog, okay? You have a blog entitled Life Journeys with Erica. Now, aside from your joining MUP, what has been your most important life journey So once again, aside from joining MUP, what has been your most important life journey?
I think, Joey, my most important life journey is actually finding myself. You know, I've told a lot of people how I went through bankruptcies and a lot of failed businesses, being in the wrong degree, being in the wrong career, before I actually found what I really wanted to do. And I think that is the best journey that I can share everyone. You know, I used to be very doubtful and very insecure of myself. But when I started to believe that I could do everything, I started to do very big things. Now I'm a fashion designer, I'm a CEO, and sometimes I also vlog.
Yeah.
All right, wonderful, Erica. Thank you.
Thank you.
We now move on to the gig. Sandra,
Oh, hello, Joey. How are you?
I'm good. I'm sure you'll enjoy this question. Miss the gig. You have been asked before about the government's Build, Build, Build program.
I
And,
had a feeling this was coming up.
and well, you have admitted your having lacked familiarity about that program. Now, what can you now say about the Build, Build, Build program?
Well, what I can now say is that I did my research upon it and I did work with the DOTR. So I had the opportunity to be in the place itself and see all of the things that are happening. So, of course, now I can say proudly that I am pro build, build, build. And we should have it. And now I'm building myself also. I'm building as true and strong Filipina. And at the same time, I'm trying to build how to be empowering women for others. Again.
Oh, ayan po, just to set the record straight.
So
She knows what Build, Build, Build is.
I know it now, guys. I did my research.
All right, let us now have, thank you, Sandra, Miss Makati.
Joey.
Hello, Miss Makati. Of course, I did my research. You have previously won runner-up honors in another national pageant.
Ooh.
Okay, there you go. What did that experience teach you about being a beauty queen? You previously won as a runner-up in another national pageant. What did that experience teach you about being a beauty queen?
Well, it taught me a lot of things. When I joined my very first national pageant, I was only 20 years old. I was fresh out of college. I didn't really know what career path I was going to take. And so it was a very good opportunity for me to really get to know myself even better. And I think one of the greatest things that I learned during that pageant is that I have known myself better and I have believed in myself more, because at that time I didn't really have any experiences when it comes to national pageantry. I didn't have any beauty queen camp. I was an independent, well, up until now. And it just made me realize that I can do, greater things. I'm capable of doing things even if I don't have much connections, if I don't have my own glam team or my own beauty queen camp. So it's something that I really am proud of when I first national pageant. And like what I said, it really taught me to push through and achieve my dreams even if I don't have much resources.
Wonderful. Thank you, Ms. Makati.
Thank you.
All right, let's now have Ms. Mandawi. Okay, Ms.
Hi,
Mandawi.
Joey.
Hello, I'm sure you're ready for this question. In a recent social media post, you actually likened your beauty journey to a butterfly's own beauty journey. What did you mean by that?
I'm sorry, I didn't get that. My connection got a little choppy.
All right. Here's your question once again. In a recent social media post, you likened your beauty journey with that of a butterfly's own beauty journey. Told you, I have been doing a lot of stalking. Tell us what you meant by that.
Yeah, so I think you're pertaining to the post that
because I just got my I just got my new set of earrings, which were a pair of butterfly earrings, and I pertain that to life's journey. It's about being a caterpillar, blooming into a butterfly, because it reminds me that we go through the ugly parts in life, and then when we overcome those things, we bloom into something more beautiful, something more outspoken. In my case, something more independent, and something that people will look up to. So pertaining to that of a butterfly, it is one thing that people would be reminded of, that everything goes through the ugly, but then find itself to the beautiful.
Talk about a metamorphosis. All right,
Yeah.
that whole journey. All right, thank you, Ms. Mandawe. Okay, let us now have Pasay.
Hi, Sir Joey.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
This is going to be a really hard question.
Okay.
I actually reserved a hard question for you. Ms. Pasay, you have two names, Zandra and Nicole. Which one do you like better, and why?
I'd always love to be called Zandra because it's very unique. And letter Z stands for Zen, wherein I'm just calm and happy with where I am. And Zandra is the name wherein my mom taught me that I named you Zandra because that's a princess, even though if it doesn't really mean like it's a princess. So I would opt to have Zandra as one of the names that people call me on. And most of the girls here, my friends from college, my friends from work, they call me Zandra. And this is the name that I have evolved into becoming an empowered woman because I've had a lot of experiences in this pageant and through a lot of things. So, hi guys, I'm Sandra.
Thank you so much, Sandra. All right, let us now have Miss Laguna.
Magandang hapon, Joey.
Magandang hapon sa'yo. This is something we have in common. You actually graduated from the University of the Philippines.
Wow.
Which particular ISKO value are you bringing with you in this pageant?
One is core value that I'm bringing in this pageant is definitely our patriotism, our love for our country, and our love for the Filipinos and our people. That is why yesterday in our arrival here in Manila, or in Holiday Inn Hotel, I was wearing one of the designs or creations of a local designer in my home city, which is in Pablo City, Laguna. And at the same time, I brought with me a weaved water lily bag, which is also from my province, Laguna, which is one of the products that we are very proud of and we wanted to showcase not only here in the Philippines but also around the world. So in this pageant, I'm not bringing only myself to the stage, but the whole Laguna.
Thank you, Miss Laguna.
You're welcome.
Okay, finally, let us have Bella of Parañaque.
Hi, Sir Joey. It's good to see you again.
It is good to see you as well, Bella. Okay, since day one of the pageant, people have been talking about your blood relations with the country's second Miss Universe. Now, what tips did she give you when you decided to finally join MUP?
Well, ever since I was a little girl, my family would always say, Bella, you should join Miss Universe Philippines, or Miss Universe at the time, like your Tita Margie, all the time until I grew up, and it kind of became a goal. So being here now, when I finally told her about it, at first she was excited. She was so ecstatic, and she was saying, just do your best all the time. And actually, the other day, right before we checked in, she gave me a call, and we were able to chat a bit. And one of the things that she told me that really helped me gain the energy that I have today is, to just be yourself and to enjoy. She was able to tell me her experience when she was in Greece for Miss Universe back in 1973. And she was telling me that she wasn't even really expecting anything. All she knew is that she was enjoying, she was being herself, and she was just there to have a blast. I mean, she was in Greece, that's an amazing place to be at. So she was telling me that, just stay true to yourself, because if you are going to win, then it's because you won as who you are, and not
for whoever else people expect you to be. So that's probably one of the best things that she told me, and I'm really glad that we got the opportunity to talk because it's been really helpful for me. Even if today is only day 2, it's been really helpful.
Thank you. That's really a good tip. Imagine, just by being who you truly are, you all made it past the first round. Good job, ladies.
Yay!
Top 10 already.
Okay.
Congratulations, everyone.
Wait.
We made it.
Before the top 10, you've got to tell the people about your advocacies, right? The short descriptions of your advocacies. So we'll do this. Yeah, you'll have to discuss to us briefly what you'd like to advocate for if and when you become Miss Universe. So let us begin with Bella this time. Paranaque.
All right. Well, I am a ballerina. I am a Filipina. I am a student of psychology, but I am an advocate for mental health. I have such a strong passion for that, and I believe that Filipinos who go through this, Filipinos who have family members who are going through mental health issues, they need to be recognized more. They need to be helped more. Mental health is a growing concern, and it's something that we all need to take seriously. It's something that we need to change our minds, and it's something we need to accept. So I will do everything in my power with all the platforms that are given to me to stand for it, to speak about it, and to never stop fighting to break the stigma.
Thank you, Paranaque. Let us now have Laguna.
From a humble beginning and from a humble family, we experience the downs of life. And it is education that we put value on and we pursue on to be able to help us be where we are right now. So I am here now to inspire, motivate, and support people to pursue education. Because with education, people will be able to achieve whatever they want it to be, who they want it to be. And with education, people will have better awareness, better understanding, better tolerance, and definitely better compassion.
Thank you, Laguna. Let us
You're
now have
welcome.
Pasay.
So my advocacy is about zero-waste lifestyle, and not most of us are not really doing this. It just became a trend that we wanted to use this metal straws. But honestly, this pandemic has showed us that the very air we breathe right now is the same air that brings the virus that can kill everyone here. And this pandemic and our environment is correlated to each other. And I want everyone to start and to have the courage to really think about our choices right now. And let's start by doing the zero waste lifestyle, wherein we prioritize by choosing the principles of doing so. Wherein, if we do it now, we will not regret in the future that we cannot see the skies, we cannot see the greens, because this is important. And I hope that in the next few years, we still get to see a Miss Universe amongst the greens and amongst the skies.
Thank you. Thank you, Pasay. Hindi ako makapag-react kasi I am not supposed to show my favoritism, especially given your answers. Pero I'm just thrilled. Feeling ko, the Philippines will really do well in Miss Universe.
The answers were good.
All right. Let us now have Mandaue.
I have undergone depression firsthand. I have experienced it firsthand. It is one of the most excruciating parts of my life. I felt like I had no way out, but of course I was wrong. Rise Up is centered on spreading the awareness of mental health to all ages. And I have taken it to my heart and my mind to look after the welfares of the next person and pay it forward. So may I be an example to that for whoever is undergoing mental stresses, and keep going. Just look at me and remember that I have gone through the worst and finally found the best in my life.
Thanks, Mandaue. Makati.
So, according to the World Health Organization, one person commits suicide every 40 seconds. And it's sad because it could be any one of us, anyone that we know, our friends or family. And I know this because I experienced it myself. Once upon a time in my life, I attempted to end my life because I hated myself. I hated myself for who I was. And Miss Universe Philippines platform will give me the opportunity to voice out my awareness when it comes to suicide prevention. And I would want to be a living testimony that whoever is out there who are experiencing things like depression or anxiety, you will overcome it. And as someone who went through it, I want you to know that tomorrow needs you and the universe needs you.
Thank you, Makati. Let us now have the gig.
Well, as a young girl before watching pageantry and now being a woman in pageantry, competing for one, especially competing for Miss Universe Philippines, which is my biggest dream, my message is to be your most authentic self and to show people all of the sides of you that you have, the good and the bad. I want to be a representation of that beauty queens behind that beautiful smile. We have been struggling a lot to get here to where we are right now, just to have this opportunity. And what I can say as a first-hand person that experienced depression, abuse, and even suicidal thoughts, I want to say that it is not your fault. You are not alone. And at the same time, this is not going to define you. And this is what I believed for a very long time. And I'm so happy that I've been going to my self-awareness journey, my self-love journey. And this is something that I really want to share with anyone. I want people to know that beauty queens are people too. They have feelings, we should respect them. And at the same time, if they're advocating for something, please help them. And that's what I really wish to do. Thank you.
Thank you. Your answers are really exciting, thrilling the fans. I can see the comments they're making. Ano yung, what is Shupit Baller? Kinakabahan na daw.
Ano daw?
What?
Kinakabahan yung Shupit Baller. I don't know. We didn't mean for you to get nervous, Shupit Ballers. But they're just, I don't know. Anyway,
I don't know also.
let us now have Miss Rizal.
You know, when I was 16, I gave up my dream of becoming a fashion designer because I had to choose the practical life. These are things that our youth face today. You know, they always give up their dreams so they could provide a better future for their family, or because, you know, so many people are saying, you can't make it, you can't do this. So my passion and my life purpose is to always build confidence, most especially in the teens, to pursue their dreams so they can live the life they love, breaking up to everything.
Really?
Thank you. Let us now have Davao.
Yes. Maayong hapon, Usab, sa inyong tanan. So, my advocacy is about agriculture. Before, I wanted to talk about how beautiful farm life is, and I wanted to change how us Filipinos see the way how our farmers produce their own food or how we see farming in general. But when the pandemic happened, I realized that our real problem is hunger. And even though we have a lot of farmers, we have all the resources that we have to provide food for ourselves, we are not utilizing it. So right now, what I wanted to do is use this platform to talk to a lot of people, organizations who can teach farmers, young students in agriculture to highlight the value of farming and being self-sustaining. Especially right now that we are experiencing the pandemic, it is really important that we value food security, not only for our family, not only for our community, but for our country to progress as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Eliza. Let us now have Michelle, Quezon City.
No secret that I'm a volleyball player. Sir Joey mentioned it a while ago. And that's why it was natural for me to advocate for sports. Not because it's my job, but because it gave me a job. It gave me opportunity. It opened so many possibilities for me. It made me disciplined, hardworking, passionate. And that is why I know that by giving back to the sport that changed my life, I can also give back to the community that it surrounds itself with. And by doing that, I hope that it can change more lives, not only to inspire the youth, but to equip them to go for their dreams, to build a better future, because I experienced that in my life. And I want to see more kids live up to their potential, achieve their dreams, and no matter how impossible it may seem, I am living proof that sports can change your life inside out. I'm in the beauty pageant right now, and it may once be impossible, but if you have those qualities of an athlete, you don't have to go and be a professional athlete. You can be whatever you want to be and whoever you want to be, and whatever dream that you want to achieve. It's all possible if you just work hard and if you believe in yourself.
Thank you, Ms. Quezon City. And finally, let us have Ms. Quezon Province.
Okay. So my advocacy is something that is very close to my heart, which is KKB, Kalinga Kay Bantay. Kalinga Kay Bantay focuses on providing dogs on what they need, like food and shelter, and also giving them free vitamins, vaccines, and proper grooming. We are also trying to promote spay and neuter and providing them sterilization and wellness care as a means to reduce the number of homeless, abandoned, and feral animal population, and to edify the public on the importance of basic pet care, humane treatment of animals, and its benefits to animals and to the society. I want to tell everyone that dogs are also like humans. They also have feelings and they need our love and attention. Yes.
All right.
You, girl.
Thank you so
I love
much.
your-
That was Ms. Quezon Province.
Yes.
Talaga.
Loving dogs is like loving humans.
Okay, truth to be told, I finally know what Shupit Balor means. Somebody defined it for me. I can see the from the comment box. Ninenervyos nga. All right. What about, hey fans, what about a virtual applause to all the queens? Kita mo naman yung mga sagot nila, di ba? That's a wide variety of advocacies. Parang we'll never run out of advocacies, no? To really espouse for, no? And that's a good thing. That means well-rounded ang ating mga empowered Filipinas at this point. Okay, let me share with you a little secret about me. You know me as a person who actually works here in Resorts World Manila as their corporate communications director. That is by day. But at night, I am a bit of a news anchor in one of the television networks. So that job of mine, that night job of mine actually helped me prepare for this next round of competitions. Because as you very well know, if you make it to the top 5, you will be asked some current events questions. And I'm sure that you have been preparing for these current events questions as well. So, we're now actually trying to feel the nervousness of being part of the top 5. All right. Now comes your current events questions. At pinapaalala ko lang po sa ating mga viewers, hindi po quiz bee ang labanan, hindi po siya. But of course, we're just trying to see just how well-rounded these girls are when it comes to knowing general information. All right. Let us begin with Miss Quezon Province.
Hello, Joe.
Okay.
Sorry.
Here is your question, Miss Quezon Province. Okay. Some sectors have criticized the DENR for using dolomite sand in beautifying the Manila Bay. Are you in favor of this move by the DENR? Why or why not?
For me, I think there's nothing wrong with the beautification ng Manila Bay po kasi it's part of our yung ating pong bansa ang Pilipinas kasi kailangan po natin mag-innovate. So, para po mas marami, mas magaganda places na mga turista natin na makaka-visit, I think there's nothing wrong with that. And I think that people and the DNR should work hand in hand for us to be able to achieve our goal, which is to promote tourism and to for us to be well known in other countries also.
Thank you, Ms. Quezon Province.
Thank you.
Let us now have Ms. Quezon City. Here's your question. Yes, Michelle. Quezon City has been turning in one of the highest COVID-19 numbers in the metro, prompting various sectors to criticize the Quezon City LGU right at the onset. Do you think that the Quezon City LGU has done enough to curb the incidence of COVID-19 cases in your city?
I'm very blessed to be able to join this pageant, not only to have a platform for me and my advocacy, but to have an opportunity to work with our local government and the whole office of Mayor Joy Belmonte, who also fought a very tough battle against this virus and who won against it. And she symbolizes the hope that a lot of people from Quezon City went through. And there was problems, there was speed bumps along the way, but she emerged victorious. And I hope that that battle can inspire our city, everybody from QC, to fight this virus, to work together, and to protect one another. Because by working together, we can overcome this virus, we can stay safe, and keep our home, keep our city safe for everybody else.
Thank you, Michelle. Okay, let us now have Davao. Eliza,
Yes po.
here's your question. Certain sectors have been pushing Mayor Sara Duterte to run as the next president, following in her father Rodrigo's footsteps. Do you think it will be beneficial for the country to have two consecutive Davaoeños as presidents?
Well, in where I come from, I've seen how effective Mayor Inday Sara is, and that's the reason why a lot of the people in Davao City has flourished in life, including mine as a farmer. And I would love to see Inday Sara Duterte as a president, regardless of which family she came from, because for me, she's a strong leader, and that's the kind of leader that I want to see in my country. And also, she's a woman, and that also in her name, it says Inday, and I support that because I believe Inday can make it happen. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Davao. Let us now have Rizal.
Hello, Joey.
Yes, Ms. Rizal, here is your question. The government recently approved an order reducing social distancing measures in public transport from 1 meter apart to only 1 seat apart to maximize the potential earnings of drivers. Are you in favor of this? So from 1 meter
I
apart,
think I am in favor.
Go
Sorry,
ahead.
are you not done with the
No,
question?
I am not. Go ahead.
I was so excited to answer.
All right, go ahead.
Joey, go ahead.
You have the floor, Ms. Rizal.
So that's the
Yes.
that's the full question.
Yes. That's a full question. From 1 meter apart, it is
Okay.
now 1 seat apart. Okay, are you in favor of this?
Okay, I'm actually in favor of any situation that helps our community and helps ensure safety. If we could proceed with this and ensure safety of our community as well. Why not? Because we also need to give livelihood to our drivers. They've been suffering so much, Joey. I think it's been 9 months during the lockdown, and it's been very difficult for everyone, most especially our drivers, jeepney drivers, tricycle drivers, others. And I feel like we need to decide, or we need to ensure that our community gets protected, but also, fix the livelihood of our people.
Thank you. Okay, let us now go on and call Ms. Taguig.
Hello.
All right. I'm sure you'll love this question.
Yay.
Some senators have questioned the DPWH's infrastructure outlays budget for 2021, saying that these are over-allocated and propose for the money to be diverted instead to education. So from construction and infrastructure, divert that to education instead. That's what the senators are saying. What is your take on this?
Well, I really believe that right now we're having a really big problem with education, as we can all know that it's very difficult to have it online. A lot of people don't have the access, and a lot of people are struggling just to get stable internet. So I really do believe that it is important to give back to education, but at the same time, we should have a good balance of where the money actually goes and where are we putting it. And if we can do both, I think that would be the best plan for everyone. If we can do for our community, but at the same time, we can do it for the infrastructure so we can have a better livelihood for everyone. That would be the best in both worlds. And I think we can do that. So it is about time to have both.
Thank you, Mr. Gig.
Thank you.
Moving on to Makati.
Hey, Joey.
Hello, Makati. Here's your question. The government has prohibited the public from visiting cemeteries during Undas because of the COVID-19 pandemic, a move that went against Filipino Christian values and traditions. Now, do you agree with such a move?
I think it's really sad that at this time of the pandemic, we are not able to celebrate a lot of occasions, and especially like what you mentioned, visiting our beloved in the cemetery, which is prohibited by the government. And I feel like it's just right for the government to implement those protocols for the safety of everybody. And I think as long as we remind ourselves or think of our late loved ones and celebrate their lives in our minds and in our hearts in the comfort of our homes where we are safe, then I think that's a better plan. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let us now have Mandawi.
Hi, Joey.
Hello, Miss Mandawi. I love those dimples. Here is your question, Miss Mandawi. The president has criticized the Cebuanos for lacking discipline, and that is why there was a steep rise of COVID-19 cases in the province a few months back. Do you agree that Cebuanos are lacking in discipline?
I think everyone is adjusting every day to the situations that has been brought about by the pandemic. And this comment from the president that the Cebuanos lack discipline, I would have to agree on that, because there are people who have become rebellious with this situation. And I just want to remind my fellow Cebuanos that we are not done yet with flattening the curve, and we are still in the process. And we just have to keep in mind the welfare of each one of us, not just for ourselves, but also for our families. And this will have to keep on moving. We just have to keep on moving forward with flattening the curve and just focus on the goal, which is eliminating the COVID-19 entirely.
Thank you, Mandawi. You have some fans in this room. All right. Let us now move on to Pasay.
Hi, Sir Joey.
Hello, Zandra. Here is your question. The COVID-19 vaccine is expected to be available sometime next year. Will you allow yourself to be among the first to try the vaccine? Why or why not?
For me, if I would be starting to use this vaccine, I will do so. I want to take this vaccine so that I could also help our community. I could help the people. And I'm sure that when they make this vaccine, it's tested. It's been tested for how many months now, and it will be beneficial to be able to flatten the curve. Likewise, to help our economy. And why should we doubt the possibility that this vaccine is not good? We should trust the government. We should trust the people who made this and our medical team. And I'm sure that they're not going to release a vaccine if it's not in a good condition, if it's not going to be beneficial for the people. So yes, Joey, I will be taking the vaccine.
All right. That's a stand. Okay, let us now have Laguna.
Hello, Joey.
Okay, Ms. Laguna, here's your question. Students have actually started on their online schooling journey last October 5th. Do you think this kind of learning will be effective in molding young minds?
Well, Joey, my family experience this online education of the students. And definitely it's not as easy as how we used to do it. But as long as people around the students, their family, their teachers who have been working so hard to make sure that they will be able to continue their study and learn effectively and efficiently, I know that it will be possible.
Thank you, Ms. Laguna. And finally, the last question on this current events round goes to Ms. Parañaque. Bella.
Hello again.
Yes. Here is your question. The House speakership row between Taguig Representative Alan Peter Cayetano and Marinduque Representative Lord Alan Velasco was finally resolved this week, with Velasco finally given the House speakership. Which do you think should have been more important in this issue? Honoring the gentleman's agreement or the rule of the House majority?
You know, in this situation, it could get quite complicated because everybody has their own opinions, everybody has their own preferences. However, in my opinion, I think a gentleman's agreement could have been best. What really matters in a situation like this one is about what we're doing, especially what the government is doing to help the Philippines flourish, especially in this time of the pandemic. We all know that there have been a lot of things compromised. There have been a lot of things that have also developed in the time being. And I think that it's about time that they have all decided. And in this case, I am happy to know that despite everything that has happened, we will now stay focused on what really matters, which is really the pandemic, on what the Philippines needs, what departments need, what kind of support they need from the government in order to help the Philippines recover from the pandemic, from the economical downfall, and from the mental difficulties that all Filipinos have been experiencing.
Thank you, Bella. I'm sure I'm not the only one who's actually smelling a crown. The sash is actually in good hands. It will be in good hands. Whoever amongst you will wear the crown and will wear the sash in the Miss Universe stage. Okay, so that done. Top 5 current events questions done. We are now moving on to the final question. Usually, there are only 3 girls.
Pinahirapan mo ako sa Q&A ko, ah.
Madali naman na.
But I just want to clarify, guys, I'm not a DBS because I'm sure a lot of people will tag me into that if I say something or show support with the surname itself. But for me, it's not about the surname at all. It's about what the leader can do. So, yun lang naman.
Yeah. And of course, it is always best for us to see that at the very least our ladies can take a stand, can make a stand on certain issues. That's what really matters. There are no right or wrong answers naman in a pageant. Kaya lang, yun nga, you have to have conviction. You have to have a stand.
Mm-hmm.
For the final question, of course, wala tayong benefit ng di ba, ng isolation room, o kaya we cannot mute. So there's only one final question for everyone. So those who will come in last may have a slight advantage. But I know that you can answer this really well. Okay, here's the final question. Parang tunog Miss Universe talaga yung tanong. Okay. What one specific setback in your life do you think has prepared you for the challenges of being Miss Universe Philippines? Okay. What one particular setback in your life do you think has prepared you for the challenges of being Miss Universe Philippines? Let us begin with Miss Rizal.
Wow, perfect. I love this question, Joey. When I was 23, I actually got my second bankruptcy. And it was super big. I'd lost almost 250K. And during that time, I was still in corporate. And I still wasn't doing the things that I love doing. I was in the wrong relationships in my life. I was spending time with the wrong people. Overall, I felt like my life was going down. I feel like that was actually my lowest point in my life. And that bankruptcy and all of those things happening at the same time has taught me to actually, believe in myself that even though all of these dark things are happening, it's always possible for you to be able to reach your goal, to be bigger than your fears, to be bigger than your failures, to be bigger than your insecurities. And ever since I actually started working on my life and building myself, I've come to create a life I love living. And this is this is the failure that actually defined my life and created the life I love waking up to every day. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms.
Ganda
Rizal.
po.
Ms. Mandawe.
One particular setback that immediately come to mind is the time that I let depression take over my mind or take over my life. That was one thing that I am still continuously trying to accept and trying to learn from. And it has definitely opened my eyes to more opportunities and more things that I would have done differently, but in a better way. So for everyone who is listening and for everyone who has known me to be an advocate, I just want to remind you that we all go through the same things, just in different style or stories, and we just have to get that lesson or the power from it. And this has definitely helped me grow into the woman that a Miss Universe Philippines should be. Someone who learns how to listen to her heart, but also needs to listen to her mind and take something out of it, turn it into something important and something influential.
Thank you, Mandawe. Let us now have Laguna.
One setback that will definitely help me when I win Miss Universe Philippines was when I failed to join national pageant last year. That experience taught me that things might not work the way that we wanted or I wanted it to be, but definitely it will only allow me to learn and grow to be the person that I wanted to be. Because with that failure, it helped me to be strong, to be accepting of who I am, to be acceptance of what I don't have and what I have. And I think it is very important that we continuously build ourselves to be the best versions of ourselves.
Thank you, Laguna. Let's now have Makati.
Well, there are a lot of things in my mind right now that I really want to speak about, but I think one particular setback that I experienced in the past was when like what I said earlier, when I suffered from severe anxiety. We all know that there are a lot of mental health campaigns out there, and I once told myself I would never experience that. I will never be that girl who would even campaign for mental health because it will never happen to me. I'm okay, I'm fine, I'm good, until I got severe anxiety disorder, and it's a serious mental health illness. And I never thought I would be healed. I never thought that I would be, overcoming such, disorder. But right after that, I started accepting every negative thing that has been happening in my life. I started loving myself more. I did not fear so much about my future, and I started accepting who I am as a person. And because of that, I was able to gain a lot of confidence. I learned a lot more about myself, and that is why I chose my official hashtag in Miss Universe. It's called hashtag Iba na ang Pinay, because iba na nga talaga ang Pinay. I want to carry that to the international stage as well, that I want to show to everyone that Filipinas, no matter what backgrounds they are from, even if they're already a mom, if they are single professionals, whatever skin color, size, shape you are in, you are a phenomenal woman. And Filipinas are all multifaceted. We are all talented. We all have our own capabilities. And I just want to show that to the national pageant stage of Miss Universe Philippines na iba na ang Pinay.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Quezon Province, please.
Joey, alam mo, ang dami ko rin naiisip kung ano ba yung setback na i-share ko sa inyo. Pero one thing na sa inyo is, yung namatay yung lolo ko, na hindi ko siya naalagaan ng sobra kasi mas prioritize ko yung pagpasok sa school and whatnot. And ang dream kasi na lolo ko talaga, when I was a little kid, sabi niya sa akin, Ay, gaganda pa yan. Kasi nung bata ako, maitim ako, parang wala naniniwala sa sarili ko. Kahit ako, hindi ako nagtiwala sa sarili ko. Pero siya, napaka-positive niya. Nagtiwala siya sa akin. At winish niya nung birthday ko, na 7th birthday ko, sabi niya, Nikki, I want you na sumali ka sa Miss Universe Philippines. And now, my Lola's dream na nasa heaven na ngayon ay natutupad na. Lola Mars, I'm here. I'm Miss Universe Philippines. And I am reaching our goal and dream, which is to be here in Miss Universe Philippines. I am doing this not only for myself, for my fellow Quizonias, I'm also doing this for my lolo. And I may not be your Miss Universe, but I am the Miss Universe of my lolo and my family. Sorry, I get emotional when
What
I
an
come
emotional answer.
Love you, girl. I hope you're happy now that I am here. Love you, Lolo.
Yes.
This is for you.
I'm sure your lola's very proud of you. In fact,
Yes.
ang feeling ko nga sinasamahan ka dyan. Hindi naman. Alright.
Joey,
ganon.
you're scary naman.
Pinapangiti lang kita.
Hindi ko kanina nung nasa CR
Oh
ako
my
kasi
God.
nakatay na yung TV.
Huwag kayong ganyan. Mag-isa tayo. Nag-blink din kanina yung light dito. When I was leaving, sabi ko, ay, bakit na Quezon City has left the room? Oh my God.
Alright, thank you, Miss Quezon
Thank
Province.
you.
Let us now have Pasay. Pasay.
So hi, Sir Joey. First of all, I had a lot of things in my mind of what are the setbacks, but I don't have a particular one. I have a lot of things going on in my mind, wherein I would say it because I lost my father at a young age. I failed at a dream job. I gave up on it. I fell in love with the wrong man, and there was so much chaos around me. And all of this particular setbacks, all of this has formed me to be who I am today. All of these experiences is something that I want to bring to the platform. Because as your Miss Universe Philippines, I want to be the person that you guys can relate to. I want to be the person that you guys can talk to. And I'm not just going to be a spokesperson. I want to be a conversationalist wherein I'm not the only one speaking. You guys can also talk. You guys can talk to us firsthand and share your experiences. Because I think as a Miss Universe, you don't just listen. You allow your people to be empowered so that they will never doubt themselves. And when they are given the voice to speak, you are sure that you have empowered that person.
Thank you, Miss Pasay. Let us now move on to Miss Davao.
Okay, are we ready?
Go, Eliza.
One setback. If there's anything about my life that is consistent, that is experiencing setbacks. And one thing that I will highlight today is nung bata pa ako, I would be so scared of reporting in front of the class. I would always score low in every reporting, not because I have nothing in my head, but because it's different. It's difficult for me to articulate in a language that I'm really not comfortable, language that I did not grow up speaking. So ngayon, magsasalita ako ng Bisaya para i-celebrate na ko kung unsa ang ako ang garbo, kung asa ko gikan, o busa isa kadabaway niya, o para mahimong inspirasyon ko sa mga kababaihan na mag-speak up masking unsang lingwahe sila komportable para sa ilang mga pangarap o para madungog sila. So we all have stories to tell. That is why it's really important that we give every woman, including the language that they are comfortable with, so every Filipina story will be heard. So yun lang. Daghang salamat.
Maraming salamat sa iyo, Miss Davao. I think that was a pretty clear message, even if she spoke in Visayan. I think what she said was no matter what language you're comfortable in, you can actually speak using that language,
Yeah.
especially when you are actually pursuing a dream, and that every woman's story should be heard. Okay,
Yeah.
I think that's what she said.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Sir Joey. Ikaw pala yung interpreter ko. Sana nagbisaya na lang ako simula pa nung ano.
Okay, no, you are doing a great job. Okay, let us now have Paranaque.
Thank you, Sir Joey.
Okay, Bella, it's your turn.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you. One of the greatest setbacks that I've been through was a time right before I decided to join Miss Universe Philippines. I was surrounded by people who had different opinions about the world, about life. But the problem wasn't them. The problem was me. I decided to allow myself to alter myself according to what other people thought. I altered my choices in life. I altered my career path. I altered my decisions, and it veered me away from the person I knew I was. So one day I woke up and I realized, you know what? I'm going to be proud of myself and I'm going to go for my dream. And that was to join Miss Universe Philippines. So I'm here today because I overcame that setback. And the fact that I am here today, the fact that I am here being the authentic woman that you see before you, is exactly what I want to bring on the Miss Universe stage. I want to show everybody that a woman of a universe is somebody who knows who she is somebody who is proud of who she is, and who is somebody that never ever compromises that. That's a woman of the universe, and that's a Filipina of the universe too.
Thank you, Bella. Let us now have Quezon City, Michelle, to talk to us about your setback and how you'll use that should you win Miss Universe Philippines.
So, Joey, taking time to think about this question, I just realized that so many setbacks and failures and times that I lost in life are just piling up in my head. And, I know that there is somebody right now listening who also is thinking that, is there really just one time that you lost in life? Is there really that one great setback that changed you? Isn't it all the small things, all the changes, all those losses in life that really makes you who you are today? The woman that is on your screens, the woman that will compete on the stage. And I am a product of all these failures. Being an athlete, I've lost not only on the court, but also in life. And all of those moments built me up, built my confidence, and built the woman that I am today. To speak up about these moments in life that will never last forever. But what's more important than these setbacks is really not giving up, and the decision that you make every single day to get back up and to live life to the fullest, and to never give up on yourself and your dreams. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. And finally, we have Miss Taguig.
I had multiple setbacks in my life, and a lot of them have been private. But of course, there's one that's been publicly announced, is when I didn't answer the question in 2018 in Binibining Pilipinas. But that was not the biggest setback that I've ever had. The biggest setback that I've ever had was when I was being mentally and physically abused. And instead of focusing on how I can come out of it, I was actually enduring everything and hiding it away and being ashamed of having something like that in my life. And I would always hide it with a smile because I really didn't want anyone to have that burden. But now, after working in myself and understanding that it's not healthy, you need to go and speak to people. You need to share what you have experienced. You need to share your story, because there's a lot of people that will want to hear that story. There's a lot of people that will look up to you. And that is what I'm here doing today. I am not ashamed anymore of being a victim of abuse. I'm not ashamed anymore for anything that ever happened in my life, because that is exactly where I needed to happen, to have the compassion to understand what it is like to be someone in that position. And it's a really difficult topic, but I really want to emphasize how important mental health is, because especially here in the Philippines, I have a Filipino mother, and we all have heard already maybe sometimes they say some things that are not healthy to hear. And we need to stop this. We need to stop all of this crab mentality. We need to stop having this unhealthy and unrealistic environment in our houses. That's how we can improve the situation. And that is something that I'll bring to the Miss Universe platform, I'm sure of it, because I know who I am, I know what I stand for, and I see that a lot of people can relate to me and relate to my story. And now that I'm not ashamed of it, I couldn't be more free, and I'm so proud of myself for being here. Thank you.
Oh. Wonderful answers. Round of applause for all the girls for having handled all rounds of the all the interview rounds.
Okay, we can all relax na.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, relax na kami.
Part mo pala, Sir Joey, sumagot ng Q&A na nakaupo. So, sana on stage.
Nakaupo na lang.
Give us a chair.
Joey, pwede ba kami magtanong isa-isa?
Resorts World chair.
Ako na lang yung mag-announce na tipong speaking of relaxation, because sabi niyo mas relaxed pala kapag ka nakaupo sumagot ng Q&A. O sige, when all of this is over, all of you will get an overnight stay with us. All right?
Thank you!
Tonight daw. Balance for tonight, Sir Joey.
Unfortunately, tonight, di ba, you'll all have to leave for Baguio. Maybe you can ask the viewers to support you, continue supporting you. Your pageant is just 10 days away. Very quickly lang to ha, kasi nakikita ko yung iba, sabi ng mga fans nyo, pakibilisan naman, may klase pa ako. Siguro nag-cut lang ng classes yon para mapanood kayo. Alright, let's begin with Mandawe. Very quickly, do invite them.
Yes, I just like to say thank you for everyone who's been with us this whole afternoon, and thank you, Sir Joey, and of course Resorts World Manila for having us. And I hope that you continue to support us in our journey. Like what Sir Joey said, it's only 10 days before the coronation night, and we are very excited, and we just want to say thank you so much for all the support that you've been giving us in the past 9 months, and I hope that you'll keep supporting us.
Thanks, Mandawe. Quezon City.
As you can see through this live interview, all these queens, all these girls are supporting one another. And so I encourage everybody watching, everybody who's a fan of pageantry, let's support all the candidates. And you can do that by subscribing to the Ring Light series so you can see our journey. You can also be a part of giving back to each of our beneficiaries. And hopefully at the end of this series, you will also get to celebrate with us who will be the next Miss Universe Philippines.
Thanks, Michelle. Nag-aaway-away ang mga fans nyo ngayon. Ngayon lang yan. Whoever wins
Walang
Miss
away,
Universe
guys.
Philippines, I am sure lahat sila. Philippines!
Walang away.
Walang away. Solid yan sa Philippines, for sure. Kaya, ayoko na mag-komento dun sa mga stupid ballers. Anyway, Paranaque.
Everybody, this is a big shout out to all our supporters, especially my ballerinas. We love you all so very much, and I think I can speak for all of us. We would not be here without you guys. So 10 more days. Please, please, please keep the love coming. We need it. We really appreciate it, and it's really pushing us to really go for that crown. So thank you so much, everybody. Please watch us. You can also catch us on GMA at 10:30 a.m. on October 25 for the finals.
Thank you, Bella. Pasay.
Hi everyone! So first of all, thank you for Resorts World for giving us the opportunity to stay in your cozy hotel. And of course, we would like to thank all of our organizers and to my Dragon Slayers. Thank you so much for supporting. And guys, it's 10 days away. It's been 9 months of preparation. And whoever wins this competition, we will be representing the Philippines. We are all united here. So let's support all the girls because we will be one Philippines.
Laguna.
Well, as our ladies mentioned this afternoon, maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat for supporting us. Even if there are a lot of things happened in the past 9 months, and you've been with us in this journey. Thank you for being with us. We're just 10 days away from the coronation night, so please stay with us until that day. You can follow Miss Universe Facebook page and Instagram account for more to see us and get to know more of us. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Joanne. Tuwan-tuwa yung mga fans nyo kasi sabi nila, at least wala daw silang narinig na sagot na, you will show your Filipina-ness. Oh, Filipina-ness. Ewan ko kung sino na naman ng... Anyway,
May mag-explain yan later.
Oo. Sana mag-explain Filipina-ness. Okay.
Sir Joey daw.
Tagig.
Sir Joey.
I want to thank every single person that subscribed to the Ring Light series. We have really a lot in store for preliminaries, and also you can our coronation night. I want to say thank you to every supporter that's supporting all of each candidate. all of us are so happy to have you, and without you, we wouldn't be here today because we really need your love and support. And I know that the pageant is not exactly how we intended it to be, but in the end of the day, a Filipina is always going to laban until the most difficult. So please continue to support. Please support one another, and please no bashing. This is time to end. So thank you so much, and I hope to make you proud.
Thanks, Sandra. Definitely, we're all gonna make laban. Rizal.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that we just missed out, because everyone thanked everybody, but I also want to thank every family, every community member that has been our foundation for this pageant, our parents, our families, cousins, lahat pati extended have been cheering us all on. So I just want to thank everybody for sending us love, and napakalapit na, 10 days away na lang, so please watch out for everyone, and please also cheer for everyone. Dapat walang negative vibes, just all positive vibes, because everyone here is very deserving, and if you had 9 months of journey, grabe, everyone should have a crown by now. So I feel diba? Such a wonderful journey, and please keep on supporting us. Please subscribe to our Ring Light series, and see you guys soon, hopefully, and virtually.
Thank you. Makati.
Well, I just want to thank everybody. I want to thank all the Makatizans out there who's watching, and Team Binibining Pinay. Thank you all so much for the love and support. Thank you so much for supporting all of us. What else can I say? Don't forget to subscribe to the Ring Light series. I think you all can see our city, so you can just add our city before RL if you want to use our referral code. So for me, it's RL Makati. If you want to watch the preliminaries on HD without commercial breaks, you guys should take note of that. It's on October 22, I think, and on October 23. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, Sir Joey.
Thank you so much. Davao?
Ayan, parang nasabi na ata nila lahat, Sir Joey. So,
Hindi ka mauubusan. Go ahead.
Can I say I agree, Char? Anyways, I just want to thank... I agree with everyone. I just want to thank Holiday Inn. Yeah. So, magpapasalamat na lang po kami sa inyo for accommodating us, Holiday Inn and Resorts World Manila, for having us here, for spoiling us with food and very comfortable beds that we needed. Because we needed to have a good sleep before we go to Baguio and do all the things that we have to do there. And also, thank you for everyone for supporting us. It's been a long 8-9 months. And I'm really excited to see who's gonna shine on that night and take on the responsibilities of being the Miss Universe Philippines. And whoever she is, I hope you will support her. We'll give our 100% so she can make her reign fabulous and meaningful as well. And also, I want to thank my Eliza Amazings, Eliza Natics, Eliza Nation, Super Inday Warriors, all of you guys. Thank you so much. And also, you girls for having us, for supporting me, and each and everyone. And I'm actually really wishing now we could get to hang out more personally and have more chika, kasi dito lang tayo nag-hangout eh. And we can be more deeper pa than the Q&As. So hopefully we can do that soon. And see you soon, guys.
Thank you, Eliza. And bago po ako pumunta doon sa ating final candidate, meron lang akong gustong i-clarify. Alam ko kahapon medyo marami ang nag-like, nag-comment, nag-share, at saka nag-komento doon sa picture naming tatlo. We have this photo online. Si Eliza, si Michelle, tsaka ako yung nasa gitna. Hindi po ako kalaban ng dalawa. Hindi po ako ang mananalo. Mga comments na, ang mananalo yung nasa gitna. Hindi po ako in the running. Silang dalawa lang po, and I'll be a supporter kung sino man sa mga ladies natin ang mananalo. Ayan. At hindi rin po ako ang may-ari ng Holiday Inn Express. Ayan. Let me just make that clarification. Finally, we have Miss Quezon Province na hinuli ko talaga because hindi ka na ba umiiyak?
Hindi na
Are
po.
you okay? Feeling better. Okay, go ahead and invite your fans. Your supporters.
First of all, thank you, Sir Joey. Thank you, ladies, for sharing your story with us. talaga naman nakilala pa natin ang isa't isa. At nagpapasalamat din ako sa aking family for continuous and sa aking mga fellow Kizonia, sa mga nanonood, at saka sa pag-continue na suporta sa aming mga sa lahat ng candidates. Ay salamat po sa lahat-lahat at 10 days to go, Miss Universe Philippines. Manood po kayo sa GMA 7 ng 10:30 a.m. Sunday, October 25. Thank you!
Thank you so much, Miss
Yay!
Quezon Province, and thank you so much,
Ngilabot ako.
This is all the time we have for this
Sobrang excited
Q&A
ako.
session. Just in case you loved it, just in case you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like and share. I-like nyo yung Facebook page ng Resorts World Manila and share this video with your friends para naman mas marami pa ang makakilala sa ating mga delegates competing for the Miss Universe Philippines crown. Nakikita ko kasi minsan, di ba, siguro dala ng ating loyalty sa mga ating probinsya talagang. Minsan sinisiraan natin yung mga girls, hindi naman natin alam kung sino talaga yung personalities nila. The personalities behind those sashes. So this is an opportunity for us to really get to know them really well. Okay, so siguro naman confident na tayo na kahit sino sa kanila ang mag-uwi ng crown. The Philippine sash will be in good hands. All right. So hopefully you had a thrilling afternoon with all of us. This has been Joey Gilas. And bago ako magsabi ng see you next time, ito tradisyon na to sa lahat ng mga live videos ko. Pwede bang mag-strike tayo ng pose? This time, ang tatanong ko, 3 poses ha. The first pose, nagtitake tayo ng online picture, group photo. The first pose is a fierce one. Come on, let's do fierce.
Okay, fierce.
Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Okay, tapos na yung fierce. Let us now do something that is cheerful and smiling. Cheerful and smiling for everyone. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. And finally, one last photo that we'll be using for our photo release, yung ilalabas namin sa media. So, any post na siguro medyo your best post. All right. So there you
Smiling
go.
na lang para welcoming.
All right. In 3, 2, 1. So that has been your Miss Universe exclusive Q&A session with us here in Resorts World Manila. Thank you so much, ladies, and the best of luck to each and every one of you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yes.
So much.
Meron akong wish ha. Kung sino man yung manalo, sana pwede ko pang ma-interview ulit virtually. Kahit virtually, pero kung pwede lang face-to-face.
Yes naman.
Sana ko nandito sa
Basta po, Sir Joey, huwag niyo po kalimutan yung one-night stay namin.
Pwede pa.
Witness.
Ayoko mag-promise. Pwede pa nga natin pag-usapan yung one night na yan.
Naka-record yun.
Naka-record yan. Alright. So to all our supporters, thank you for joining us. See you all soon.